Joe, Teresa, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
I'm excited about this topic. As primary school teachers, you're bringing EFT into schools in Victoria and Australia. Why? Why EFT in primary school?
Well, we're both primary school teachers. We learned about tapping ourselves and experienced the benefits of it. And straight away, we realised this just is so badly needed in schools. And we're not teaching so much now, but if we're in the classroom full time, this would just be such a brilliant tool for us to have and to share with our kids.
Exactly. The experience of having it for ourselves was so important. And when we met, we just looked at each other and said, oh my gosh, we've just got to get this out into schools. We've got to get it out for children. And that's where our dream started. We thought there has to be a way we can do it. So we found a few ways of getting it in.
So could you talk a bit about that? How, that practical how part, how have you started getting it into schools these past years?
Well, initially, we were invited to a school through a contact. We were invited to present at it was actually what they called a coffee chat. So it was a group of parents that would get together during the week and they'd like to have somebody coming in to do a bit of a fairly informal talk. So that was where the first opportunity opened up. We went to speak to these parents, and while we were there, the principal and a couple of the teachers had snuck in and heard a little bit. So it went on from there. From there, we approached the school and said, well, how about we present to your staff, which we did.
We did 2 sessions, 2 one-hour sessions, which went really well.
Yep.
So gave them a little bit of the background of tapping, let them experience tapping, and then we went back and showed them how to deliver it for their classes.
So after that, we were invited to present at a deputy principals meeting. So that involved about 40 deputy principals, and that was wonderful. And we were asked to go into the classroom as well. So we did that and started, five-year-old students. We went in and we were teaching them and their teachers, and things were sort of looked like, they're progressing here. And then COVID hit. So
and everything closed down. So here in Victoria, we had really strict shutdowns and we weren't allowed to get into the classrooms at all. But the school, I think, valued what we did, and they rang us and asked if we could do some work online. So we worked online with, we had 6 little groups of 3 children, all different ages, and we worked with their learning support officer and the little group of 3 children. And we delivered probably 4 sessions over a month with each of these groups. And
these were children that had either learning difficulties or emotional struggles, things that made it difficult for them at school. So it was really important to be working with those.
We got some really good feedback. A lot of the learning support officers said that we found out things the children opened up to us that they hadn't even known about at school. That worked really well.
Yeah, we did a few other sessions during COVID too. We provided some stress relief sessions for teachers and actually for some kids too. We invited a big school in one of the big local schools, had us online presenting to their grade 6s. They had a wellbeing day.
Yeah. So
that was another sort of avenue. But what we've learned from all of that, Eleni, is that the most vital thing is teaching the teachers and the support staff as well. That's where we need to start. So giving the teachers the skills to do some very basic tapping with the kids, I think is the way to go.
How come?
Because the staff have to be comfortable with it and be confident with it. And feel the difference themselves.
And some of them need science too.
Yeah,
some of them need that background knowledge. Others couldn't care less. If it's working, that's all that matters. But some really want that background information. So,
and we worked with a class. We did a term 1 day a week, popping into the class. Kids were receptive. I don't. You've got to have a teacher who's willing to do it every day or give it a go, and feel happy about it rather than seeing it as a chore. Once we've got a teacher on our side, it blossoms.
Got it. It's good. They've got to experience that. What's in it for me? What's the benefit for me? So they then have the motivation and the interest to actually maintain it and make it part of the daily routine.
And have fun with it. Joe and I just said, you've got to laugh with the children,
Not come in like, right, it's time to tap. Here we go, We're going to get them anywhere.
Yeah. And we've made the kids laugh online, and when we pop into the classroom, we say, here's these 2 ladies and we're tapping and we look a little bit silly, but it's good fun and they laugh with us and they enjoy it.
Mm.
Yeah. So the teachers have got to make it fun as well.
Yeah.
So I'm curious then, in terms of results, like what have you seen, in terms of feedback from schools, from staff? What have you heard back from people?
We just got this the other day. We worked at this school. We delivered 1 hour session, and we worked with an hour with the staff, then an hour with the learning support staff. And when I went back last week just to collect some feedback, this lovely staff member had sent this out to everyone, which was great because her success allows them to feel a little bit more confident with trying EFT. So she wrote, "Hi all, just wanted to let you know that during ICT this morning, one of my students got upset when asked to put his toy away. It was visibly clear that he wasn't okay, and he expressed to me that he was in the blue zone, the different zones of how they feel. The blue zone is, I feel really anxious. I decided to try tapping and asked if he would like to copy me. We started tapping together and I repeated the phrases as directed by Teresa and Joe. Even though I'm in the blue zone and really want to play with my toy, I'm still a really great kid." And another thing I said was, "I know if I do my work and follow directions, I will be able to use my toy at recess." After just one round of tapping, my little student was visibly lighter and had returned to the green zone. I was then able to support him to return to the classwork, and he left his toy in his tub. I thought you'd be pleased to hear how effective tapping is in helping our students to reset. Thanks.
One round.
That was one round.
Mm.
Yeah. And another lovely thing, this one here was beautiful. We got this back from another teacher who was a well-being teacher. I'll get Joe to read this one.
Okay. Just a little message to say, I have noticed in my wellbeing role a few students tapping to de-stress, which has been wonderful. And she goes on, I spoke to a little girl in a junior school last week. She said she was feeling frustrated, but had chosen to sit down in a quiet spot and do some tapping to reset. How wonderful. Well done on this initiative. They're using it in their first aid room to calm kids down when half the kids that go in there have got a sore belly or a headache because they're stressed about something. So using it in first aid, half of them, they'll end up going back into the classroom in no time.
Yeah. Once we get these little successes happening, and the fact that this teacher put it online for everyone to see, she's had success, so she'll try it again. And once those successes build up, it gives us an avenue to go in there, keep monitoring with the school, keep popping in and checking how they're going, and just foster EFT and hope it just takes off.
Yeah. And from what I understand as well, you said in a previous conversation, you have that the schools also, they keep calling you back and they're going to call you in for more tapping. So that is also feedback. I mean, in education, usually it's a kind of consultants come in as a one-off and you never see them again. But the fact that they keep calling you back and you're building that relationship with schools and with staff shows that, they want more because it is working from the very top down as well. People who are making the budget decisions of where to invest in training and support.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going back to work with the learning support staff at the end of this month. And what's lovely is that when we finish the meeting with them, we could have stayed with them for another hour, but time constraints here, you have to be finished within the hour. But in a way, it's great because it's given them a chance to use EFT, use the tapping, and then when we go back and see them, we'll work from what their results. And hopefully Joe and I will model some little scenarios, so we're just giving them the confidence, one of us being the student, one being the tapper.
And getting them to do the same thing. There's an issue they've got. All right, well, come on, you come out the front and get one of the other staff to do a mock, tapping with them to see how they go with that. Yeah, just to give them that confidence and to know, Elaine, it just has to be kept simple. The simpler, the better. They're not going to be practitioners by any means at this point. I think it would be brilliant if every school had an EFT practitioner working in there in the wellbeing role, but that doesn't mean that the rest of the staff can't be there doing these little daily exercises to help to just bring down those general stresses.
Yeah. Exactly, because these are educational exercises. These are emotional first aid in the moment to help reset. You're not doing tapping for a length of time, which is what's required for it to be, go into the therapeutic area, which EFT practitioners are qualified to do. But everyone can use it, in a school. All school staff can use it in these educational ways to help reset, calm, and focus the class. And like you said, thank you so much for the reminding that you don't have to be practitioner or be qualified to do it, what have you, which can also be a kind of like, oh, I don't know, this is out of my scope as a teacher, but it's not, or a teacher, classroom assistant, or what have you. It's not. It's like you said, keep it simple. The educational application of that is accessible and very easy to apply for everyone.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. And look, they've got a whole heap of other tools that they like to use within the school. They do their meditation, they have time out and what have you. But a lot of this is going to cut down on all that. And that's such a vital thing for them to learn too. Okay, if they're doing this tapping, you're not going to have so many kids having to leave the classroom. You're not going to have children that have to be playing with their fidget toy. You're not going to have this and that and the other happening. They'll have more time to really get stuck into what they need to get stuck into with a few minutes a day. Yeah.
We're currently working with a little group of 6 Year 5 students, which would be around 11 years of age.
Yeah.
And we go and see them twice a week for 15 minutes. And it's been lovely. They're 6 kids who just want to take it further and want to become a little bit more independent with it. It's lovely hearing their responses. So they're using it. One little fellow is using it for sport. And he said to me, every time I play soccer, he said, I get really, really nervous. He said, so I do my tapping before soccer. And he said to me last week, you know what the coach said? He said, I can see a change in you. You're a lot more focused, he said, because I'm always getting into trouble. So, just those little things, if they can feel the difference, they're going to use it.
So before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
We're going to keep persevering because we know we're not giving up because we know how wonderful this is. And we're hoping, having worked with these 3 schools, that they will spread the word. Once we've got results happening and once these teachers are talking about it, we just want the schools then to go and, mention it at their principal meetings, mention it at various get-togethers with other schools, and hopefully it will just take off,
Yeah.
They'll
all be, chasing after us because we need tapping in our schools. Yes, you do. This is what we want to get across to them, that you do. You need tapping in your school. It's just such an amazing tool.
Yeah. Yeah. And Elaine, we've worked with one-on-one with children privately, and parents have been really happy, so we've got parents out there who know about tapping and who have said, we'd love our child to experience this at school. So the more we can get it out there and the more we can convince teachers that it's not an add-on, it's just part of your everyday routine. And it only takes 5 minutes.
And it saves time because, like you said, it's more efficient than some of the other meditation approaches and, reset and relaxation approaches. So it's actually, going to help the time pressure that exists in terms of trying to get as much done as possible with the curriculum pressures rather than be a problem once you, also experience the benefits and enjoy it. Because it is fun. It's something to be, enjoyed rather than feel stressed or pressured to do in class.
Yeah, yeah.
And once the children feel it and use it, they're going to use it independently. They're not going to rely on the teacher. They'll just be sitting down and tapping on their own.
Yeah. I think that's something else we've tried to sort of impress on the staff too, Elaine, that this is something to infuse into your day. It's not an add-on. It's something that would flow and become part of your, part of the program. It's not like, oh, gosh, here's another thing I've got to do. We all know that feeling being in the classroom ourselves. And that's the last thing that teachers need. So, to realise that, this is something simple. I can just have it flowing into my day. The kids will take off on it themselves before we know it and all will be well.
Ladies, thank you so much for taking the time to do this and share your experience here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you,
Elaine.
Thank you, Elaine.
Thanks for all you're doing.